This is week 8 of my journey to a sub 48 second 400. I had a pretty big realization about a mistake I was making with my sprinting because my coach pointed it out to me, so this week was a really important one for me. We realized that I was trying to force frequency during my acceleration instead of being patient and allowing myself to be powerful as I pushed into the ground. As I started changing that, I'm pretty sure I ran some of the fastest speeds of my life, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference in some of the clips coming up. Just like always though, we started out with a warm-up, and I try to focus really hard during this portion of practice because we do it so often and it is so important for learning good habits and body positions. My biggest priorities through most of these are getting my knees and hips to 90-degree angles and maintaining dorsiflexion at my ankle or keeping my toes pointed to the sky. Heel striking is obviously never the goal, but being too high up on your toes is also an issue because you sacrifice power and lose some of the spring of your Achilles. We followed that with some 2.15 meter starts, which is where I first started working on my patience and prioritizing power over frequency. After that, we did falling starts, where you tip over as far as you feel comfortable and then start from that position. I'm terrible at these, so it's probably a positive to be working on it. I think the point is to get comfortable pushing from a deep position that feels off balance. After practice, I went to the gym to lift. This is our second to last week of lifting with an eccentric focus, so for the heavy lower body lifts, I'm doing a 6-second eccentric or lowering phase. The squats I'm doing here are single leg focused eccentric squats, where you stagger your legs and lower down slowly with all the weight focused on your front leg. Then you put your feet together at the bottom and explode up. My coach and I, as far as I know, came up with these squats, and it allows you to load much heavier than regular single leg squats would. It also gives you a great eccentric stimulus, which is really taxing on the body but should lead to huge adaptations in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I also did a vertical pushing movement and pulling movement with overhead press and pull-ups, even though I'm not very good at either of them, and finished with some hip work because if I go too many days without it, my hip pain that I was dealing with at the beginning of my training comes back. Then we are right back into a warm-up for Tuesday, our second day of training for the week. Tuesdays are our plyometric days, where we are working on force production and application as well as developing our tendons to store and release forces more efficiently. These are the days where I can feel all my hard work over the summer paying off, because last year I wouldn't have even made it halfway through before having to stop due to knee pain. I am still battling that pain, but my tolerance for this hard training has at least doubled, if not tripled. I also feel powerful off of the ground and like I am capable of being explosive, which is not something I've ever felt before. And here you can see me trying to teach my friend Jace how to do what we call Mario hops, but he cannot figure it out. Then on Wednesday, we had another warm-up, which I'll just fast forward for you a bit since you have to watch so many of them, and we had an active recovery day where we did some banded form drills. Having the arms motionless above your head makes you engage your core so much more than just regularly doing these drills, and also helps you stay tall in the hips and keep overall good posture and positioning. It makes these really tough but very effective. Thursday, our last track day of the week, we had a max velocity day. We started out with, of course, a warm-up, but then some hurdle mobility drills as well. This is important for some of the tighter athletes on the team, and there's a big and noticeable difference in their sprinting speed and technique when we do these drills before we sprint. Then we went into our 10-meter flies from 30-meter build-ups. The only goal of these is to hit full speed before the first hurdle and maintain it all the way through the second hurdle. I continued focusing on being patient and powerful, and I felt quite a bit faster than usual on most of my reps, although my form wasn't particularly clean or pretty due to my focus on power, since I'm not used to it yet. And in this clip coming up, I raced Jace and Russell, but you can clearly see Jace false start. He starts running noticeably before our teammates' hands finish clapping, and then he immediately does it again in the next clip. Typical Jace. Finally, Friday, I came in for my second lift of the week with the same eccentric focus. After the squats, I did some back extensions the coach and I planned out for the team, where you lower with a dumbbell for 6 seconds, then drop the dumbbell and explode upward, and your teammate hands you the dumbbell to go again. I lift on different days than my team usually so that I can help coach them through the lifts, so this was my first time having a teammate to assist me. I tried using a 90, but it was way too light, so I ended up using 2 60-pound dumbbells for a total of 120 pounds. I was proud of myself for lifting so much, and a big thanks to Kyle for helping me with the weights, but next time I'm definitely just going to do single leg Romanian deadlift instead, because working with that much weight on a glute-focused back extension is impractical. I also did spring ankle exercises to strengthen my feet and ankles to allow me to transfer more of the force I produce into the ground, and finally did some bench press with my, for some reason, super crooked form. Thank you guys so much for watching week 8 of my journey, and I hope to see you in the next one.